And it's Labor Day, so we're here with another live stream, and we pushed it from Saturday to today because I think everybody, well, a lot of people, I should say a lot of people were enjoying the weekend. I just figured it'd be better to do it today. Everybody's got to go back to work tomorrow. So, I will give folks a few minutes to get in here. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Okay. What's up, booger butt? Okay. Go to my channel, grab a link real quick. See how everybody's doing with their holiday weekend, long weekend. Camera's all messed up. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that big a deal. Just a little crooked. I stand a little crooked, it'll look straight. I stand crooked anyways because of my leg. I've been having what I would say a huge issue with my other leg, but I don't know what happened or how this happened or how it's not good. I think I got the link. Keep the current selection. I made a thumbnail for this, but I could not get YouTube to reset to where I could actually bring it from my photo gallery over into YouTube. I don't know why YouTube is being that way, and I don't know how to bypass that, because whenever you go in and open up either post or live stream for the first time, it'll pop up and give you an option if you want to bring in new photos. So the way that I usually reset that and get around it is to completely close the app out, and when I click back in and go back into live stream or whatever, it'll pop up again and I can upload my thumbnail that I made. And it would not reset. It would not do it. YouTube, it acts weird sometimes. I got a hair in my throat. Sorry. Hair or a piece of fuzz or... I guess I swallowed it. Okay. So, Labor Day. Did a little research on Labor Day. I guess I never really thought too much about the origins of Labor Day, what the deal with it was, why it ever became a thing. And from what I can tell, from what I researched, so it sounds like Cleveland, wherever Cleveland, 1894 is whenever it officially became a holiday. Whenever he signed the bill or whatever to make Labor Day a real thing. But it started before that. So 1882 was the first time that there was like a parade, get together. That sucks. Tony, hello, hello. Storm Tracker, hello. Who else is here? I see. Okay. Yeah, we had a really, really nice day here today. I haven't been feeling worth a crap, so I didn't get to really, really enjoy it. I have not felt good the last. I think today's the third day. Ah, haha, I got it. Yay. Um. So with the robber barons, the guys that were doing the same thing that they're doing right now, taking advantage of the workers. Labor Day came up to be a time to push for a living wage and to have workers' rights. So Labor Day is actually pretty important. It just it seems to have lost a lot of its meaning. Now it's just, hey, we get a day off and we get to get drunk and eat hot dogs and stuff. Not that I think everything should be an agenda, but I do think that maybe we could get back to the roots of what that started about, because we have backtracked so far. If you think about the difference in pay and wages from like say 1990 to now, look at the truck drivers, look at what electricians were getting paid. Like, this is stuff like that I know because I was an electrician. If you adjust for inflation, electricians are probably getting paid, if you adjust for inflation, probably 25 to 35% less now than they were back in the 90s. I mean, I can speak to the very early 2000s. I started in 2000 was my first electrical job, straight out of high school. Like, I think like around July 7th or something was whenever I went to New York City in 2000 to work my first electrical job. Ended up in some pretty cool spots, some cool people, good people. My best friend back then kind of helped me get into that, and he's no longer with us. He passed away after leaving my house one night. It was really weird. Not really weird, it just sucked. Big old list of people that are no longer here. I was just talking to somebody yesterday about, we were going down a list of recent stuff the past few years, people that are no longer with us, past like 4 or 5 years. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I just took a shower, and somehow the dirt underneath my fingernail did not come out. Huh. It looks awful. Hey, there we go. Anyway, what'd you guys do for Labor Day? Did you guys have a cookout? Did you? Most people, I think, from what I see locally here, my neighbors and stuff. I didn't do anything. Had like cookouts and stuff. This is the unofficial ending of summer. A lot of people now designate Labor Day as that being the meaning. It's not, but whatever. And I don't understand the whole. Does anybody understand the whole not wearing white after Labor Day? Like, what's the meaning behind that? I've heard that a million times, and I've never once looked into it or understood. I'm going to Google that right now so we can all learn together, and we'll base our knowledge off of Google, which lies to us half the time or better now. Why are you not supposed to wear white after Labor Day? Fashion experts say it likely goes back to the Gilded Age, the same period that spawned Labor Day. The cool white frocks worn by wealthy New Yorkers, summering in places such as Newport, Rhode Island, would be packed away upon their return to the city with its dirt-packed streets. So basically, the wealthy that wore white shoes, that's what it sounds like. Or no, wait, what's a frock? Is that like a cover? Isn't that like a covering? I don't know what a frock is. The cool white frocks worn by wealthy New Yorkers, summering in places such as Newport, Rhode Island, and I'm sure, what's the other place in New York? What's the rich neighborhood on the ocean there? I got a buddy who lives there, and I cannot remember. We had talked about the MREs close to 9/11. Tony? No, I don't remember. But Scott just sent in 4 MREs that were produced 5 days before 9/11. And I plan on doing a 9/11 live stream with one of those. I got to save at least one of those and do a real review. That I've got this German EPA from 87, I think. The delicious scent. You know, I can't remember what year that was. I think this is it. This can't be it. This can't be it. Yep, this is it. Nope, 89. From 89. This thing has got to get reviewed because, quite honestly, I think it's all going to be edible. I think that this EPA, the old German food, if it was stored properly, holds up. It really does. Hey, CT's here. Look at that. What's up, CT? I was there. I told you about the NYPD light bars, how they were crushed after 9/11. Police chase that was recorded 1 week before. I don't remember anything about the police chase. I don't remember having the conversation with you. I'm sorry. Just watching your video, and Kay commented, Smokey might be on. I'll check out your videos tomorrow. Well, it's good to see you here, CT. It's good to see everybody here, actually. Margaret, that's a new name. Hello. The Hamptons. Thank you, Tim. Yes. And CT got it as well. The Hamptons. I could not remember what that was. I got a buddy that lives in the Hamptons, too. Hey, skin my hands all up. We didn't really do anything. About 72 degrees. I don't know what the temperature is right here right now. I'd say it's probably near that. It's been almost perfect weather. Actually, no. 62. 62 and clear. High of 84 today. It was warm outside earlier today. I went out and washed the mower. All right. Well, we got some folks in here. Let's get into this case. I thought I had done more out of this case B, but I guess not. It feels pretty full still. But I have one in mind. I think we're probably going to go for the pizza because it seems the most like Labor Day food to me. I mean, that or hot dogs. And the only way I'm doing hot dogs is if I could somehow go find a Four Fingers of Death somewhere in my house, which I'm sure I have. But I guess I got Southwest beef and black beans left. There we go. I got Mexican-style chicken stew. I got Mexican-style rice and bean bowl. I got the pork sausage patty maple flavor. And boom. Pepperoni pizza slice. That's the one I was looking for. We got some chicken white, or chicken chunks, white cooked, and cheese tortellini and tomato sauce left. So, when I do one of these again, I'm going to break out my camping stove and a skillet, and we're going to cook this entire thing up properly on a skillet, like not military style. We're just going to do it and make it the best a civilian can make it in a camping scenario type setup with a mess kit. We'll fry the hash browns and get them crispy as if we can. It's kind of hard. The way these things are made, it's kind of hard to get them to actually crisp up, but we can definitely give them some color, caramelize them, and then actually fry the patty as well. Pizza, pizza, pizza. It's been a while since I had a pizza. I can't remember the last time I had one, but I'm going to say it seems like it's been a while. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've had a pizza in the last... Let me think about it for a second. When was the last time I had a pizza MRE? Maybe I've had one in the last 6 months or so. I don't know. I don't think I have. But I could be wrong. It's hard to keep track. The straps on these things are super loose. There we go. Camera down. I don't like that. It bothers me every time I get the camera down here on it. It seems to me like they have pretty much made every MRE worse. And these are just 2022s. Can't remember what the production date was. These are Warnings, so they got no... Hang on, let me see. Let me look on the case here. Production date is... 125th day of 2022. So, I've seen some 2023s and 2024s for sale on eBay. I also seen... Hang on, let me show you guys this real quick while I'm thinking about it and talking about it. If you're in the United States, this is a crazy good deal. If you don't care about having the actual MRE case itself, there's somebody on eBay right now who is repacking them. They're taking them out of the MRE cases and putting them in other boxes for whatever reason. I don't understand that, but let's see. Can't remember. There we go, notifications. Here they are. Check this out. $38.25 for 2022s. And apparently they are just packed in a different box. So I mean, we're talking a case A and a case B for, what would that be? $78.50. 78, 77.50. Anyway, not doing the math right now. Let's see, $1.75, $1.75. That's 350. 350 off of 80. $76.50. That's crazy. They got case A and B, by the way. This is just a listing for case B, but they do also have the listing for case A. Military got, well, it can't be that because they've got huge quantity and they've got, it's not missing anything. Like nothing was taken out of it. So, but to have this many open cases, it would be, I don't know, odd. I would call it odd. But yeah, there you go. Seems like a crazy good deal. I thought I would share that with you guys. If you guys are looking to pick up some MREs, you're not like, I can't even imagine finding them that cheap in person. And those are being shipped. I don't know how they're doing it. To ship those things cost, I'm going to just assume $35 to ship them. So, there you go. All right. Let's get this pizza. Oh, I'm zoomed in. All right. So we got the MRE pizza that was produced on the 220-something day. Can't remember. I've already forgotten. Nope, 125th day. So 125th day put us in like what? April, May, somewhere along in there. The end of April will be looking at around 120 days. So yeah, early May probably. And these are still, to me, quite fresh. 3 days or 3 years old. Like, not bad. All right, here we go. Let's see. They'd give them 10 to 15 cases per day, and most of the time they'd order out. The cases came into them ripped open. Huh. I'll be daggone. That's weird. Yeah, they shouldn't have been open like that. I don't know. They must have had some weirdo who was going through them for some reason. Because that's not normal. Pizza. All right, no weird. Wait, it does kind of smell like barbecue. Huh. It's got kind of a barbecue smell to it for some reason. What is this? Is it cobbler? Nope. Apples in spiced sauce. Okay. Okay. The oatmeal cookie. Last time I got one of these, I had, what did I dip it in? I had something I was dipping it in. I can't remember what it was, but it ended up being really good. Well, I had a cocoa beverage powder. I dipped a cookie in that was really good, but I had something else that I was putting the cookie in that I can't remember. It ain't been that long ago, a few weeks ago. And here's our dinky, winky little accessory pack. It looks like it's actually got coffee in it, though. Hey, hey, hey. Because we got a creamer. Nice. Well, at least we got that. Oh. Okay. This is what they're doing for the nutritional information now. 130 calories. This is for the apples. Apple pieces and spiced sauce. Apples, water, sugar, modified food starch, contains 2% or less of the blah, blah, blah. Ascorbic acid, citric acid, spice. lemon juice. Yeah. All right. So a little card for the apples. Partially biodegradable MRE spoon. Partially. I kind of don't understand that. What else we got? What's this? Cheese spread with jalapenos. What's that go on? What's next? What's this? Pepperoni pizza with cheese and sauce by Bridgeford. And it weighs 3.1 ounces. So we are 4.9 ounces off of the regular weight of a typical main, made on the 60th day of 2022. What's the nutritional information look like on here? We got 280 calories, 850 milligrams of sodium in this one little pizza. I mean, this thing's not big at all. Smaller than your cell phone. Let's see. Yeah. By a good bit, actually. Here's our hot beverage bag that, yeah, I never use. Had too many times I've had bad luck with it. Oh, we got the chocolate protein drink powder. Yay. Can't tell I am not a fan of the protein powders. They taste exactly like what you'd think a protein drink would taste like. It's like pre-workout type stuff. Ingredients are sugar, maltodextrin, cocoa powder, whey protein isolate, sodium caseinate, a milk derivative, natural and artificial flavor, contains less than 2% of the cellulose gum, xanthan gum, carrageenan, salt, lectin, sorbic acid, and vitamin C and vitamin D. 260 milligrams of sodium in this drink. Nice. What else we got? Flameless ration heater. It's a little janky. It's seen better days. We got our pizza slice card, which is good if you're going to use a flameless ration heater to fold this thing up like this. Stick your flameless ration heater and your pizza down in there, and you can set it up over in the corner and let it do its thing, heating up. And last but not least, we have actual crackers. 2022, is this the last year for crackers? It may be. It may be. I don't know if they were in 23s or not. And this is the first package of crackers that I've encountered out of the 2 cases, and we have done at least 10 MREs out of the 2 cases. That's the first pack of crackers we came across. All right. That is everything. I'm going to heat these up. I'm going to heat this up. And that's it. Be right back. Alright, I'm going to try to be quick about this because I want to eat this pizza while it's hot. Let's do it. We'll get the tray up here and then we'll open the accessory packet. Tray. Alright, crackers, cookie, apples will go there. Gotta get that mixed up. Cheese spread. Alright, let's see what this accessory pack's got in it. First, we got our cinnamon chiclet style gum. Our dinky little pack of salt, which obviously you don't really need it anyway. Our non-dairy creamer. Nice. And we get 0-calorie sweetener. Yay. Sucralose. Yay. We have a Bill's Brew freeze-dried coffee. We have a moist towelette, latex-free. We have our Enjoy little teeny tiny pack of sugar. Doesn't say how much is in there. I'm going to guess like 3 to 4 grams though. Not very much. And last but definitely not least is your United States issued butt ration. You got to have that. You're going to be eating MREs or napkin or whatever you want to use it for. There it is. Take out what I'm not going to use here. All right. I did not set a timer. What did I do with my other phone? Huh. Weird. Okay. Huh. It's all stuck up in the top, so when I open it, it's going to be a mess. That's all right. Let's do it anyway. Yeah. Not really. Alright, so there's how you can see your line on the inside if you want to do that. You can make a crease in it, and then when you look down inside, you'll actually be able to see your line. You see it right there. But with these, I always use more water than it calls for anyway. And you definitely want to mix these up in the bag, because trying to mix it up in a cup, it just will not mix up. So being able to shake it is helpful. Just using room temperature water. All right. Let me go get that stuff out of the water. I don't want it getting too hot. All right. Pizza and apples are out. This is set for a minute. Give it a shake. All right, let's see what it looks like in a cup. Look at that. It does not look right. It smells very chocolatey. Ugh. Ooh. One thing about this stuff that I personally don't like is it's way too viscous. Way too thick. So I will thin it down. It's about as much as I can because I can't put no more water in that thing. But honestly, I could probably put another 8 ounces of water to that and still be, it tastes closer to what I'd like for it to taste like. All right. Time for some coffee. I'll have to mix that up here in a minute. We're going with Delicious again. If you haven't subscribed to Delicious's channel, Delicious MRE channel, link is down in the description. I'm pretty sure. I hope that I got it down there. Bill's Brew. Big chunky freeze-dried coffee. Sugar. It's not very much of it. That didn't rip open the way I wanted it to, or messed me up. And our creamer. I'll open this with the razor. There we go. That is a tiny amount of sugar. Way more creamer than sugar, that's for sure. I hate to use this. I will use a little bit of it. Just a little bit. That'll work. That's enough. Probably don't even really want that in there. I can taste that stuff big time, and I do not like it. Any of the artificial sweeteners, I'm not a fan of. All right, let me go get some hot water in this. I'll be right back. Soon. All right, hot coffee. Why? Huh. That water's hot. I don't know if you can see that steam coming off of it. It's real hot. What did I eat with this spoon last? That tastes like... That tastes awful. Ew. I know I scrubbed this spoon. What did I eat with this? Ugh. They taste like fish or something. New spoon. I know I scrubbed that thing last time. Oh, well, yeah, that's the only one that I have here that's open, not in plastic. Oh, that foam on top is something else. Something definitely had absorbed into that spoon. I mean, I guess that could look like some sort of gourmet drink that you get at some shop, but it's just not my style. Not my style. Veggie crackers. Ooh, that was more of a pop than a hiss. I ain't opened a pack of crackers in a minute. It has been a while. It seems like it has been. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it ain't been that long, but it seems like it's been a good while. Especially since I've opened anything like that on a live stream. Oatmeal cookie. Well, there it is. Oh. Well, crap. It's fragile. There, it's back together. These cookies are... I don't know. I don't know what to think about them. They're different. Not like a traditional oatmeal cookie, really. Cheese spread with jalapenos. Give it a good spin here. Knead it up. There we go. There we go. Our hot stuff. There's our pizza and our apples. That ain't gonna work. There we go. Spiced apples. About the same color as the bowl. They are goopy. They're not wanting to come out of this package. And they're hot. They should have rolled right out of there. That is some thick gelatin. All right. Pizza. You get, I mean, I don't know if I'd consider that really a cold drink. I don't know. Protein drink, just, I don't know. And the star of the show is this hot piece of, there we go, pepperoni pizza. I want all that cheese and stuff out of there. I wish they'd put a little more toppings on there. I mean, the toppings are obviously surviving over time, so why not give us some pepperoni and some more cheese? I mean, if you got to skimp on the sauce because of the moisture level, okay, I get that. But the pepperoni and the cheese, like, load it up. Looks like bacon. All right. What is that? Like fennel or something? I don't see anything else like that on the entire pizza. I don't know what that is. Whatever it is, surely that's not an insect or something. If pizza got superpowers from radiation, this is it. No doubt. It's a crazy looking piece of pizza, ain't it? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really doesn't look like any other pizza, really. I mean, it kind of reminds you a little bit of frozen pizza, but dude sneezed on it 5 years ago. Glow in the dark pizza. Yeah, it's definitely got it's taken a lot of color change, and it's only 3 years old, so it's not very old, and it's just going to get funkier over time. I cannot wait to see one of these 20 years old. Like, that's going to be something. If the pizza holds up 20 years. Yeah, it kind of reminds you similar of the way elementary school pizza looked. We used to get these things called fiestadas. I talk about this every time I think I have one of these pizzas, and I miss those things so much. They were so good. All right, here we go. Down the hatch. It's like I saved a piece of pizza from grade school. I mean, it does kind of remind you of that in flavor as well, especially the crust. It's just way more chewy, but the flavor of it tastes like cafeteria pizza from school. Oh, you guys actually got Domino's pizzas at your school? That's crazy. We used to get, whenever I was in junior high and high school in Gallipolis, we used to have a McDonald's truck that would come and set up at lunchtime. I mean, they sold like double cheeseburgers and plain hamburgers, French fries. It's not like they had a whole lot of selection, but it was awesome to get McDonald's at lunch sometimes. It's just really, really doughy when it comes to, it's like almost like chewing up Play-Doh. I'd never eaten Play-Doh, but I can imagine what it would be like, and this kind of what that I think it would be like. I mean, this is better than that, but it does get really like pasty and doughy as you chew it up. Flavors are not bad though. The pepperoni is good. Can't really taste much of the cheese, but I do pick up on the sauce, the tomato-based sauce, the basil and oregano, your standard Italian flavors, and a little bit of onion. It really does taste like frozen pizza. Pizza burgers? I never had one of them. But again, I'd still love to have a fiestada. Oh, man, I'd love to have a fiestada. Had a hexagon-shaped Mexican pizza. Yes. Yes. Mexican pizza. I think that's what we're talking. I think, yes. They called them fiestadas where I went to school. And I think that they were like Mexican pizza or something. I don't know. But they were amazing. God, they were good. I don't know if my palate would react the same now as they did whenever I was a kid, but I used to love the day that we'd have fiestadas. Oh, a hamburger bun fixed like pizza? No, yeah, that's not definitely not what we never had that. The cheese is really weird. But at the same time, it's exactly like what you think it'd be like. It's dry. It kind of falls apart. It's not hard or anything. I wouldn't call it soft, but in between. All right, it's cracker time. And of course, they're falling apart. Not a bad break. I do prefer the vegetable crackers sometimes. I like the standard MRE crackers, though. I've always been a fan and always will be. They're a perfect vessel for any topping that you want to put on an MRE cracker. They're great. Jalapeno cheese spread, or cheese spread with jalapenos, on a vegetable cracker. It's actually not bad. The jalapenos got a lot of heat to them. But I don't ever eat anything with spice anymore. My stomach can't handle it. I just can't do it anymore. I used to love to test my heat levels, but I can't do it anymore, unfortunately. I'm working on repairing my gut. Many years of antibiotics ruined my gut health, and I didn't realize that was what was going on with me until pretty recently. A hot sausage sandwich on French bread. Really? That sounds pretty good. Yeah, we never had that either. Craving comfort food. I mean, pizza is definitely comfort food for most people in America. Hamburger helper is one of my... Hamburger helper with mashed potatoes and a roll is one of my comfort foods. One of those things my mom made in tinfoil with the burger with the thinly sliced potatoes all around it and covered it with cheese. That's another one of my comfort foods. Obviously, pizza is a comfort food, especially some decent pizza. Gotta add a little jalapeno cheese spread to the pizza and see how that is. It's all I can taste. Literally all. The vegetable crackers are nice because they have a powerful flavor. And you can taste the cracker when you eat the cheese. But that cheese turned that pizza into just tasting like jalapeno cheese spread. Till you tried the cheese slice from the MRE. What's wrong with the cheese slice, Waffles? Or is it good? Hey, Kaylin. Good to see you here. Yeah, eating that cracker with the pizza and the cheese spread balanced everything out, weirdly enough. I knew that was separating. Look at that. It's like weird layers. Huh. Blazing Gamer, hi, Smokey. Hope you're having a good evening. Yep, not bad, not bad, not bad. All doughy and bland. Really? This is not bad. I mean, the pepperoni is not bad. It adds quite a bit of flavor to it, the pepperoni does. But there is a lot of dough. Let me get rid of some of that dough since it's coming off like that. Anyway. All right, now we got some thin crust pizza. Let's see if it's any better with less crust. I think it will be. It doesn't look like I thinned it out that much, but it definitely did. Let's see. All right, let's give it a try with less crust. That is way better. Roughly about half the crust or a little less. They could literally split the dough in half and make two pieces out of one. Double, it'd take double the toppings, but I've always thought there should be more than one piece pizza in the pizza MRE anyway. I've said that ever since I did the first review of a MRE pizza. I had the first MRE pizza on YouTube. It was a bacon, fake bacon, piece from a Norwegian Arctic. probably about 2 or 3 years before the United States got one, I think. All right, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to wash that down with this. Yeah, with this foamy chocolate protein drink powder stuff. Ugh. Okay. So it's definitely more on the darker chocolate side of the flavor. It's just so thick. And I thinned it out quite a bit. I mean, I easily put an extra 6 to 8 ounces in there. I think this will hold 14 brimful. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. That's about all I can say about it. It's just not my favorite. There's probably people out there that really like it. The protein aspect of it is nice, especially if you've been exerting a lot of energy and doing a lot of heavy muscle work. Then, yeah, the protein's a great thing to have. It's just also, it comes along with a pretty heavy flavor profile. Look how thick that is. Oh. It's not going to peel like that other half did. All right. Give this thin piece a bite. Way better with the thinner crust, I'm telling you. That's how it should be. For sure. Spiced apples. They are warm. I don't know how warm they still are, but the bottom of them feels hot. The bowl does. All right, apples. For me, eating those on their own is really tough because they're so gelatinous and slimy, and the flavor's nice. Those would be great on a biscuit or something along those lines. And I think this is going to be our solution to that. Our oatmeal cookie. There it is. It smells very shelf stable. It's got a chemical smell to it. Cinnamon, which smells like fake cinnamon. And that's about it. A lot of sugar that didn't dissolve in the cookie batter. Yeah. Not my favorite. Not by a long shot. Let's see what the oatmeal cookie can do for the apples. That looks a lot better. Let's give it a try together. I mean, they definitely improve each other. Fruity, sweet, nowhere near as slimy and gelatinous because of the cookie. The cookie is just so dry and like hard that I don't know, it's not an ideal cookie. And there's like a bunch of sugar that didn't dissolve in the batter. It's kind of weird. It's like this cookie's wasn't mixed properly or something, didn't get enough water, or they put a little milk. I don't know what they put in it, but it didn't get enough some kind of liquid to make the sugar dissolve in the cookie dough itself before they cooked it up. So there's just a bunch of like loose raw sugar is what it feels like when you eat it. All right, let's give it a try with a bunch of cookie to the apple. There we go. Some parts of that cookie are really hard. But they definitely balance each other out. See, that's just like I breathed in and a bunch of sugar went down my throat from the cookie. I've never had a cookie this unbalanced, or I don't know what you'd call it. Not made properly, not mixed properly, something. Because I'm telling you, it's just like a bunch of loose sugar. Literally, when I took a breath in, it shot down my throat and choked me. Looks good anyway. Bill's Brew coffee. See what that's like. Nice and hot. Washes that down really nice. Tasting more on the stronger side. Not a whole lot of tannins going on in that coffee, but as far as like the creamer and sugar is pretty well balanced. It tastes like a decently strong coffee though. This cookie's just falling apart. I hate to even stick it in the coffee, but here we go. Let's see if that helps it. Tastes better, but still tons of like loose sugar. And I don't like that. That cookie isn't, I don't remember what kind of cookie I had last. Must not have been an oatmeal. I'll go back for another bite of this, though. The last bite I just took a minute ago wasn't bad. these two do like this follows this up quite nicely. There's something to do with the way the flavors are complementing each other. Is quite pleasant. I like that. All right. My Canadian buddies were here. Actually, I ain't had one of these in a long time. Well, how many of these do I got left? I only have one left. Oh no. Quite a few of these left. Of the camels. Yeah. 6 of them left. It's been a long time since I had one of these. Reminds me of a coaster. It's not. It's just a cool little piece of advertising. These are from 1997. 97. How old did that make them? 07, 17. 28 years old. 28-year-old camel. Had a really nice, pleasant dry pull on it. Floral. A really clean tobacco flavor. Really nice. Really nice. It was a little weak on the initial light up, but feels like it's getting some strength to it. I do detect a little bit of like dryness that isn't so pleasant whenever you have one of these. When it gets like this, when it's like overly dry, usually after you take a few hits off of it, the just the moisture that it gets from itself, from the tobacco itself, kind of balances it out after a couple drags off of it. We will see, but I think that's probably what will happen with this. Usually gets stronger as well. Rotary dish machine. Wait, what? 1,400 inmates. Wow. Whoop. Camera just about took a dive. Prison, sometimes when they would do anything official count, all inmates in their bunks, you'd have to cook and run the dishwasher at the same time. Oh no, man, like having to do your own dishes while you're cooking, that's crazy. And they had 1,400 people there. Why couldn't one of those guys do it? 3 80-gallon steam kettles and 4 double stack ovens. I've seen people put cooking on grand scales like that, and it's always fascinated me, like the amounts of food that can be cooked at one time in one pot or on one burner, whatever. I mean, military is a great example of that, but also prisons and schools. I mean, schools as well. But I'll tell you what, like the school numbers, we went to my nephew's first football game Friday. And as we were watching the game or whatever, halftime came up, and the band went out there for halftime. There was, I'm going to say, roughly 10 to 15 kids in the band. It was, to me, it was shocking to see, like, no kids in the band doing any of the extracurriculars. I mean, the football team was rather small too, to be honest, on both sides. On both sides. So I asked my sister, I was like, how many kids are in this school? And she said like 300 and some. I was like, huh? That's it? I had more than that in my graduating class by a good bit. But I mean, I guess I went to a city school, but and the population where I used to live in Ohio used to be around, I think it was 25,000, 28,000, or maybe it was 33,000. And now they're down to like 3,300. They've lost 90%. I do know that. I remember seeing the numbers from the time I graduated in 2000 to now. They've lost 90% of their population. Now, there might have been some, like, city lines, county line restructuring or something that cut the population down somehow. But you can, like, the entire area has went downhill from since back then. I think all these river towns and these coal towns and everything are still suffering and on their way out. Like, they're, I don't know. I don't know if they can survive. And I've been thinking real hard here lately about my exit strategy. I do not think that I plan on staying here very long. There are quite a few things I want to accomplish and get done here, so I'm thinking I need to set like a 3 or 4 year plan, and at the end of that, I'm just going to sell off everything that I've got except for this house. This house is going to get redone as soon as we get out of here, and this will be the place that we always can come back to in West Virginia, and my kids have kids. Maybe they'll raise their kids here. I mean, the grade school's right there. Like, I look out my window right here, and it's one house over, and I can see it. It's right there. You got the huge playground right there that I used to send my kids to when they were growing up. Like, just go up there and play. Your friends come over to the playground, do whatever. Come down here, trampoline. We had a pool up until I got hurt. What is it, Tim? We averaged 100 plus a night, but Thanksgiving and such was 500. Holy. Official counts, all the inmates had to be in their bed. You had a conveyor dishwasher, I assume? Or like in the cafeteria, like at the hospital down there, they had a conveyor. You put your dirty dishes on, they'd go to the back. I think that's all that conveyor did down there. Summer youth camps have to be able to put on a good feed for several weeks in a row. Used to help out with that when you was in high school. Oh, so a camp, I guess camps could be big too. I mean, you could have a couple hundred kids, few hundred kids probably. Private corporate events. I was watching a couple videos the other day about Las Vegas and Reno, and the guys were going around to the buffets and stuff, and then somehow I got one to cruise ship. These people were, what was it? It was 100 and think it was 139,000 or 189,000. I can't remember how much it was. It was like 139,000 or 189,000 dollars. Booked them for 30 years on this cruise ship. 30 years, traveling all over the world constantly. Their rooms were always their house rooms, whatever, were always cleaned. All they could eat. They had fitness instructors. You know, there weren't like shows or anything. It was pretty neat. But the amount of food that they got to cook on them cruise ships, holy! I wonder if that's probably the most massive amounts of food being cooked and likely wasted. I bet you they waste, I don't know, at least 50%. I would have to say at least. Tons and tons and tons of food gets wasted. Or not technically waste. I guess it turns into fish food probably. But yeah, the amounts of food that I was seeing on that cruise ship was just bananas. They just launched, what is it, the largest new cruise ship, or largest in the world, I think is, can't remember the name of it. I've never been on a cruise before, so I don't know. Cruise ships have to, oh yeah, like multiple entrees. We're talking crab, steak, I mean, lobster, like the high-end dishes. All right, I got to try the cookie in this. All that foam on top is just... I need to trim my beard. I need to cut that bottom few inches off. I don't like that. It's long, but I didn't like it. It didn't really absorb into the cookie. It's not that the flavor was really bad, it's just it didn't really help the cookie any, which is what I wanted it to soften the cookie up a little bit and kind of dissolve some of that sugar, and that didn't happen. It's so thick. Still. Ugh. Not my thing. Now that this has been sitting in the warm, gelatinous sauce, it might be a little better now. That's way better. Now it's more chewy and soft. Lombok, Bali, around Australia to Lombok. I don't know where that's at. And then Bali and then Singapore. That was a bucket list item for you. I've never really had the desire to go on a cruise. And it's always seemed to me like when they do those stops at different areas, it seems rushed. Like you get a few hours to get off the boat, and then you got to get back. And what happens if you miss the boat? Which, I mean, you shouldn't, but You never know. Something could happen. You get left. They ain't got no boat that'll bring you out there. You just gotta like take a flight to the next stop or something. (2018) during Ramadan, my mosque fed 509 one night. Wow. Cooking started in the morning. Additional food had to be brought in. 509 people. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. Bali's in Asia. Yep. Bali was dirty. Ain't that like India? Like near India? Or am I wrong? I'm not too keen on my world map where things are located. Oh, it's at your own expense if you miss the boat to try to get back on the boat. Excuse me. Oh, it's near Indonesia? Or it's in Indonesia. Singapore was great. If I was to go like, really decide to maybe spend some actual time out of the United States and go somewhere, it'd probably be Singapore or Thailand. Maybe Vietnam. I've been hearing good things about Vietnam. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. I've just heard. So I'd look into it before I would actually consider doing it. But maybe it's on the maybe list. I don't know why I keep setting that down. There for a while, I was seriously contemplating going to Thailand for a minute, and I have noticed in the past 6 months, not only the fighting that's happening there now, which just kicked off recently in the last month or so, which obviously I'm not very well versed in. I've heard things, I've seen things, but I don't know what's actually going on. But the whole reason I was considering Thailand to begin with is because your dollar went really far there, and there's been so many Americans and other foreigners flock to Thailand now that it's driving all the prices up. Same thing happening down in Mexico, and Mexico's like kicking Americans out because of that very reason. They've driven the cost of living up, and they do the same thing here. It's so stupid. You got Californians and people from Texas and people from Colorado and New York that are used to these crazy high prices, and they'll move to an area like I live in or something, and they'll just voluntarily way overpay for a home. And then you've also got like BlackRock and Vanguard buying up all the single family homes, overpaying for them, and then turning around and charging about 30 to 40% higher rent for those homes. They'll renovate them and they'll be nice, but they'll never come out of them corporate hands. We have got to change the way things are going down in America. America is on a path of, and has been on a path of self-destruction for decades and decades now. Ever since we went off the gold standard, that was a huge, idiotic move. Why that ever happened? Same thing with the Federal Reserve. Why did they let the Federal Reserve come in 1913? Because certain people wanted to get rich off of it, and they have, and they did, and here we are, still dealing with it in 2025. Federal Reserve was a huge screw up, mistake, intentional mistake for America. Mexico's so different now than it was when you was there back in 1986. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, again, gentrification. Americans have went down there and in a lot of the areas down there have driven cost of living up, and wages aren't going up supposedly from what I saw, and they're fed up with it. And you've also got a huge cartel problem down there with dealing with civilians. You know, it used to be back in the 80s, in the 90s. Not that it didn't happen, but it wasn't like it is now. But the cartel, the gangs, the mafia, all that, like, it was a business, and they if they fought, it was between each other, and it was more ran like a business. Now they're targeting people as part of their business, and that is a huge problem. Huge problem. The cartels are just a disgusting existence that should be wiped off the face of the earth. I did see something recently where I don't know if anything's going to come of it. It seemed like it at the time, but now I don't know. But it seemed like they were about to get targeted by the United States real quick and address it and take care of it. But this was within the past week or so, I think. There was something that happened, and supposedly we were going to go down there and take care of business, but I don't think it ever happened. I definitely don't know what that is. Something about has a huge American compound where expats moved into with its own shops and restaurants. I can't pronounce that. Quafajara? Or is that a G? That's a G. Guafajara. I don't know what that is. It's showing my ignorance. I did see that where they were trying to build I think it was a Muslim town. Kaylin, you might know better than me, in Texas. And like they had gotten pretty far into the starting of the whole plans for everything, and then I think something happened and the state government stepped in and stopped it. Guadalajara. It's the capital city of the state of Jalisco, southwest of Mexico City. Oh. Guadalajara. How did I not know what that was? After I looked at it again, I was like, oh, yeah. I heard of that proposed, build that crust. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. Building any city or town or whatever and making it like Muslims only or a certain race of people, like that is not going to work out well. That's not how things are supposed to work here. Not that they don't end up being that way somewhat on their, like, they just happen that way. But yeah, segregating cities like that would be disastrous, I feel like. Come up to Canada to visit, your dollar will get you more. I live in a tourist town, and the Americans I meet are great people. I thought it was really, really expensive up in Canada. Is it not? I know it was. I mean, see, it seems like, what did I see the last time I looked? The exchange rate was like $1 here was like $1.35 in Canada. But your guys' prices are so high from what I've seen that it less than equals out. Like, it doesn't equal out. Not that we have good prices here. We don't. Like, everything is ridiculously expensive here. Gas has definitely started to drop off. Gas down the road has been $2.79, $2.69 consistently. And it's continuously gone down. Food prices have started to go down. U.S. dollar was good in Australia, good exchange. Yeah, it was almost 2-1 there at one point. Not too long, not exactly. It was like 170 or something, but yeah, it was up there. 257. That's pretty. Where are you? Are you? Wait, no. I want to say I always think Alaska, but I know that's not right now. 257. It might have dropped here because of Labor Day. It might have. Iowa. Why do I always think Alaska? Oh, at Sam's Club. So you got like a 10-cent discount on that. So it's probably 267. See, I think we get the 10-cent discount at Walmart because my son works there. We just use his card. I think we got it for $2.59 last time. I think, because I think it was $2.69 and we got it for $2.59. I did get a new set of wheels for my Jeep or my truck. They've never been mounted. Brand new. I got a heck of a deal on them. They're a little heavy. Not super heavy, but a little bit. Ugh. But I got a bent rim on my truck, and I need wheels. I was trying to find just direct replacements, and I wasn't having. I mean, I found some, but they were more than those. Which I stole these. Really, I did. I looked these up on eBay. They were, after tax and stuff, they were going to run like $300, $310 a piece. I got all four, brand new. Never had tires mounted on them. $500. I didn't think it was real until I got there and they were actually there, and I was like, "Here's 500." I didn't haggle with him, and I was, "Here's your money. Thanks for the wheels." Make a dumbbell. I'll do that with the old ones. I'll leave my old because I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna use the tires that I got because they're so loud and like obnoxious, and I don't know. I can feel every tread on the tire as I'm driving. I don't like it. You can feel every bump in the road, everything. I don't know if that truck needs all new suspension or what. Tim, I stole those wheels. I mean, I got a good deal on them. I didn't think it was real, like I said, until I got there. I was like, this is too good to be true. Blazing Gamer, what's up? What happened to the World's Fair? They were going to do it again, weren't they? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it in a while. I don't know. But yeah, I did look those wheels up on eBay before I went and bought them. And they were like $289, and then after tax and everything, they were going to be well over $300 a piece. So I guess I got them like $700 cheaper than if I. Which the thing is, though, here's the thing. I'd have never picked these. Like, this is not what I would have picked for if I just was going to pick anything for my truck. It wouldn't be these. I'd get a set of chrome wheels. That's what's on it now, which are stock 20-inch wheels that came, the stock Ram wheels. Oh, yeah, there's... If you haven't went down the rabbit hole about the World's Fair, the World's Fairs, I highly recommend going down that rabbit hole. There's a lot of conspiracy theories and everything out there about them, but man, is it interesting. It's really interesting. The stuff that they say that they built for, I think it was the Chicago one was in early 1900s or late 1800s, I think. Where should you start? Good question. If you're interested in the conspiracy side of it, I would start on TikTok or somewhere like that, because I don't know, you might find some decent stuff on YouTube. And I would start with World's Fair conspiracy. That'd be my prompt. That's what I would search. I've watched hours of content related to that. In the past couple weeks, week and a half, there was a guy that went on Tucker Carlson. And he brought up something that nobody ever talks about. Something that I passionately followed and stayed up on for years. Ever since the day, actually, within minutes of it happening, the videos started coming up and everything, was the Vegas shooting. And most, I'm going to say 95% of the content creators that covered the Vegas shooting were erased off the internet. Like, their channels were banned. This started back in like 2018. They started, no reason. You just go to look it up one day and it'd be gone. There was a lot of conspiracy, but it's not much of a conspiracy. I mean, but there is a kid, since I saw that on Carlson the other day, about a week and a half ago probably, there is a kid who is going through the Vegas shooting, and he's made 2 videos about it, and he seems to be doing a decent job so far with it. There's some stuff, he's probably still going to have to make 2 or 3 more videos. He's got 2 45-minute videos so far. He had another one come out yesterday, and I watched it. I'd say he's maybe halfway through, if that. But there's stuff that happened that day. Well, that happened. No, I'm not even talking about that day. That happened in the days to come, right after, that I watched happen live. Literally watched the guy live stream the FBI painting over the bullet strikes in the venue with black paint. They had FBI overalls on. They had FBI on the back of them. And they had rollers, paint rollers, with big long handles on them. And they'd go around and they'd get their paint on it. They'd walk and they'd paint the ground. They just paint anywhere there was a bullet strike. They'd paint the ground. 2 days, maybe 1 day, 1 or 2 days after. I think the second day, it may have been the second day. Within 2 days after they started doing that. Blew my mind. They literally watched them cover up a crime scene. That insane. Absolutely insane. There's a list of hundreds probably of things that don't make sense, are definitely not what they told us they were. If you look at the sheriff Lombardo at the time, and he's now the governor of Nevada. Now he's the governor. As crooked as they come. That guy, along with the other cops that day that were told to turn off their body cams, it's on a body cam where they're saying, yeah, turn off your body cam, turn off your body cam, let's turn off our body cams. There's one video going in the room, and it's lie after lie after lie after lie. I've taken the audio from that and played it for veterans. Not showing them the video or anything. I just ask them to listen. And I pull up, usually I pull up the cab driver video. I don't know if you guys are familiar. If you're not, you definitely should look into this. It's worth your time to understand. One of the huge, it's the biggest cover-up since 9/11 and Kennedy. Vegas. Pull up the cab driver videos, and I just play the audio for veterans. Guys that I know were around or running themselves belt-fed machine guns. I don't make any suggestions. I just ask them to tell me what they hear. And all of them that I have asked have confirmed they hear a belt-fed machine gun. All of them. I ain't had one guy like, I don't know, that sounds like it might be something else. All of them. Belt-fed machine guns have a distinct sound and rhythm and cadence that you don't get with other firearms. And it's very clear that's what's going on there. I have multiple theories on what I think happened. I think two things were done that day. I think there was a belt-fed machine gun set up on the what they call it, the porch at Mandalay Bay, pointing over that direction. And then I think the rest of it came from helicopters. I think helicopters, and they had a belt-fed machine gun set up right there. But if you look into it, what'll tell you everything you need to know, or just to make you determine that 100% they're lying to you, is somewhere in between 12:30 and like 1:30. Maybe it was 2 o'clock at night. It was late. There's, I think, 13 different body cams, and we have all these. Like, you can see this yourself. There is multiple machine gun fire from a burst. It's a 4-round burst, which is unusual. Usually it's a 3-round burst. This is a 4-round burst gun. I don't even know how many different guns are 4-round burst, but a 4-round burst, and it happens, I'd say they shoot probably like 6 or 7 times just in a row, burst fire. And cops are like, whoa, that's machine gun fire. Whoa, that's somebody shooting. Like, they acknowledge that it's happening. It's off in the distance in all the videos that we see. But there were reports coming in all over different hotels, different casinos in Vegas. And those casinos. So one of my theories is, I think it's possible that they covered it up the way they did because Vegas got robbed that night. I think that's a possibility. I think that it's possible that there was about 3 choppers full of guys with tons of guns that created a distraction over here by setting that up over there on the porch at Mandalay Bay. And all the injured people from that had all of the law enforcement distracted to one point, and they went and robbed all the casinos. I think that's possible, because where else in America, really, Now, could you go and be able to access that much cash? Vegas is about it. Like, cash is almost, sadly and ridiculously, almost a thing that we don't see. And I encourage everyone, pull your cash out and use it. If you know you're going to spend money, just get cash and use cash. Anyway, I think it's possible that they hit like 5 or 6 casinos and cleaned them out, and they're so embarrassed that their security's that bad that their security couldn't handle these guys coming in, teams of guys coming in with helicopters, and robbed them blind, that they covered it up. Or there's another theory that the top floors of the Mandalay Bay are actually called the Four Seasons. It was mostly owned by Bill Gates at the time, believe it or not. But there were some Arab leaders that were, or Saudi princes or something along those lines, that were up there. Bin Tawalid and I don't know, a few other ones. MBS. I can't remember what his name is, but I know it was the initials. But there's a theory that there was a possible assassination attempt on them, but that's still, to me, that don't make no sense. And Paddock, the guy that they said done it, makes 0 sense whatsoever, none whatsoever. He was definitely working with the feds. Like, that guy was selling arms for our government. I don't agree. I only just get the cash out whenever you're going to use it. Stop the ATM. That's what I do. We're going out to eat. We're going to the store. Just grab the cash and use cash. Force people to use money again. Most people don't use money. It's a bad move on our part. I'm telling you right now, not using cash is a bad move. Did you receive a package in the last week from a JS? I have not. Which I didn't go to the post office. We went out of town. Can't remember what day it was. I didn't check it. I ain't checked it for a minute. It's, long weekend and all that. But I will check tomorrow. Foamy mess. All right. Well, I hope you guys have had a good Labor Day. Canadians, you guys get Labor Day? You do, don't you? Oh, you paid for 3-day shipping? So it should be... Okay, well, 3-day shipping was sent out Monday. It should have been here Thursday, probably. I'll check it tomorrow. It should be there. I'll let you know. For sure. About the older couple that caught the Black Death in a hotel the same day as 9/11 in New York. I did not. Huh. That's weird. But I'm going to search that and have it in my search results. Because I wonder what that has ties to. Catches. You did say the Black Death, right? What'd you say? Older couple that caught the Black Death in a hotel in New York. I'm not seeing anything on here about it, but that means nothing. YouTube has wiped all the good content that used to exist on here. All those old original 9/11 videos that used to be on YouTube that people had uploaded, try to find them. All the amazing individual documentaries that people had made, all of the architects and engineers, individual people who had made videos and posted, try to find them. Unless you know some alternative way or use the Wayback Machine and you know how to like really dig in that way, and I don't understand how to use that thing. I've tried because I know there's stuff out there that I'd love to be able to find that I watched years ago. I'm gonna try searching Google. Older couple catches death on wait in a hotel in New York City on 9/11. Yeah, I'd never heard about that though. Black Tag Lady. Horrifying account. Living Dead. I don't see anything so far. It's when you say knowledge we've lost, it's knowledge that has been erased. We didn't lose it; they erased it. Google has taken over the narrative. They just have. I mean, mainstream media is dead. Mainstream media does nothing but lie, to manipulate, to push propaganda, to just manipulate the American people. It's a joke. Mainstream media is a joke. It's impossible to take seriously anymore. But where we get our information from, our outlets for information, such as Google, and Google owns YouTube, and Google has went through and wiped tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of relevant information off of YouTube, off of Google in general. But it's gone. Try to find it. Like I said, try to find it. Luckily I got started looking into this stuff probably like 07, 08, somewhere along in there. I really started looking into waking up, like realizing what was going on. Believed the lies for a long time, but luckily back then you could find all this information. Like and in the early 2010s, people were doing some amazing research and interviews and creating content like that, docu-style, and there was so much, and compilations of footage from that day. There was a lot, and then as we went on, and then don't even get me started on the Sandy Hook thing. The whole Alex Jones setup, that was used to set up precedent. That's the only reason that they done what they done, that and try to ruin him, because quite frankly, that guy's right about way more than he's ever been wrong about. I mean, prove that wrong, what I just said. You can't. He's right about almost everything he said. And it might take him a little bit, but he just, like he said before, or a lot of times probably, he just reads. He just reads what they tell us. He reads the documents that they release, and he goes through it and reads the information that they let out. Like, they let this out. Most people don't ever look at it, don't ever read it, don't ever pay any attention to it, when he does. And that's why he gets as much right as he gets right. It's because he just pays attention. All right. Well, I got to clean up a mess here. Let's see, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I don't know. I know I'm planning on doing a 9/11. Is that going to be on like a Thursday or a Friday? Where's my calendar? It's on a Thursday, so not this Thursday, but next Thursday is 9/11. So, if nothing comes up, I'll be live Saturday. There is a lot coming up this week. Hopefully, I'll be able to get it all done. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out on Labor Day. Hope you had a good, long holiday weekend. And thanks to my patrons. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. And yeah, I guess all I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching and hanging out. And I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Later.